Hi, hello. Welcome to
Resident Evil.
In today's video, I'm gonna complete Resident Evil 1 on Steam. The difficulty is 7 out of 10, but in my personal opinion, this is a 10 out of 10 difficulty. In total, I had to do 7 playthroughs. Alright, in my first playthrough, I decided to go as Jill Valentine, classic costume. I was trying to get a bearing of this game. It has been a huge while since I've played like a classic Resident Evil. This game comes with 10 controls and like it's a survival horror as it gets, so I need to get used to it. I chose Jill because she's also the easiest character to use. She will take damage way faster and she will die quicker than Chris, but her inventory space is what I'm here for. She can hold a lot of items, which is good because we're gonna do a lot of trips back and forth just to collect all items, because in my first attempt I tried to get the achievement every nook and cranny. The name of this achievement is actually quite misleading. It just says visit all places on all maps, but in fact you have to get all items and all the maps. Weird wording, because if you just visit them, you're not gonna get this achievement. You need to get every single item. So get ready to go back and forth. I also killed my first zombie, granting me this achievement right here. First kills are special. Defeat a zombie. You're gonna do a lot of that in this game. A little bit forward in the game, you're gonna meet this guy called Richard. You're gonna have two choices. You can wait 5 minutes and let him die, or you go after that serum. At this point, the game requires you to remember where to go, what doors have you unlocked, what keys you have. If you manage to save Richard, you're gonna get this achievement right here that it's called Delaying the Inevitable. Sheesh game, thank you for spoiling me what's gonna happen. So yeah, even if you save him, all you're gonna unlock is a little bit forward when you fight the big snake, Yawn. What's gonna happen is he shows up, he's gonna shoot a little bit, he's gonna help you with the fight. You have two choices again. Either you can just leave and you will die, you will hear his screams. Sad stuff. Or you fight with him until, well, he dies. And then you will drop his shotgun, which is very important. If you want to get the achievement to get all the guns in this game, you need to do this. Save Richard with the serum. If he helps you, you have to keep fighting the snake until he dies and he drops a shotgun. Grab it. You're gonna need it. And it's a good shotgun. It can hold 10 bullets and it's really strong. So, hey. Thanks, Richard. So at this point, you've been killing zombies, you've been having fun completing puzzles and running around. But did you notice that the bodies do not leave the ground? Well, that's because in this game, if you leave a zombie in the ground without burning his body, they will transform into something called a crimson red, which is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. You do not know the experience to go into a room and thinking, oh, I cleared the room, all the zombies are dead, to all of a sudden, these red guys just stand up and they start running. This is a zombie on steroids. But if you haven't met them, don't worry. In the story, after you get all the masks, you're gonna fight this guy. Yeah, this guy's a little pain, but he's your first introduction if you haven't met a Crimson Red, and they are terrifying. They grab you, they claw you, and they are loud. But killing him grants us this achievement right here. Gravedigger. Defeated Crimson Head Prototype 1 using Jill. I don't know if killing him also counts as just killing Crimson Head, which is this achievement right here, Seeing Red. I'm just going to include these two because you'll eventually do it, because I did it. So, yeah, 2 in 1. A little bit further into the story, and you're gonna meet this terrifying enemy. The name, Lisa. This was an exclusive for the GameCube. This was not on the original Resident Evil 1, but the lore implications of this character are huge. I'm just gonna give you a little like, did you know? Lisa over here, this enemy, was one of the origins for Nemesis. If you notice that when she has tentacles coming out of her back, yeah, that's the early prototypes of Nemesis, of Resident Evil 3. the more you know. So after killing zombies and fighting a giant snake, the game tells you, you know what? I bet you're afraid of sharks. So they throw you giant freaking sharks. Hello? This game tries to tick every single box. Not only there's giant sharks, there's giant spiders, which are terrifying. Thank you. Then the game decides to stress check you by putting a shark face planting his face on the glass. Now, if you don't know what the hell you're doing here, you're most likely gonna die. And you're gonna get your first achievement here because you died. Which is get used to it. Assuming that you've been playing and, you know, nothing's been killing you so far. I'm pretty sure if this is your first time playing, this will kill you right here. The amount of panic this gives you, even if you already know what you're doing, I still feel a little anxiety going around being like, what am I supposed to do? Like, look at the footage. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, what button do I press first? Where do I go? Eventually figure out you need to click one of the monitors and then go to the left and pull a lever. Then it will say to check the pressure. Okay, here I was lucky because I did not read. Luckily for me, it was number 2. I think it's always number 2, but, or maybe not. I do not know. I luckily pressed number 2 and I was able to put the pressure back on. So now all you need to do is click the other screen. But again, I go back to the lever, which means no can do. You gotta press the button. Do you understand how stressful this is? But apparently, before you start this event, there's a table all the way to the left on the side of the ladder that literally says, in case of emergency, press valve number 2. I was lucky. You're not gonna be as lucky. You're probably gonna run out of time and die and cry and be like, what the hell, my last save was like 30 minutes ago. But that's Resident Evil, baby. Then after draining the water, you're gonna find this big ass shark. It's called Neptune. Cool name. You can die here, alright? He baits you by being like, I'm dead. No, do not jump out. There's an item you need, but if you jump out without doing anything, he's gonna have a breakfast, a Jill sandwich. But what you have to do is pretty much push this thing onto the water and then pull the lever. How you're supposed to know that, I don't know. Trial and error? Maybe you go there and this is where you get your first achievement from dying. Maybe not. But killing him grants you this achievement right here. Deep sixth? Deep, whatever. Fried sashimi. Defeat Mother Neptune. Listen, I can't say that word. Deep sixth? Deep, is that how I would say it? Anyway, you get this achievement. Congratulations, let's move on. Alright, after that stressful mini vacation out of the mansion, you go back to it because you got a key. And all's gonna be good. Back to the mansion. You know? It's gonna be so peaceful. It's gonna be great. We already killed everything here. No. Do you hate lizards? Do you hate when they walk? How about a buffed lizard that went to the gym? Yeah, that's what you're gonna fight right now. And these things can insta-kill you. Get away from it. If you see it charging up his laser or whatever it's doing, get away. It's gonna instantly kill you. If you manage to kill him, if you have the shotgun, because I recommend the shotgun. If you use the pistol, you're gonna waste so much bullets. This achievement right here, who's the hunter now? Defeat a hunter. These guys are annoying. Alright, further into the game, you're gonna fight Lisa this time, for real. You have a choice here. Silly me forgot to record, but there's a choice here before you enter the fight, which is to give Barry his gun or not. Here's the thing, letting him having the gun will tremendously help you in this fight because you can just push around these stones and it will be, you'll be pretty much speed running this fight. If you don't give him the gun, you will have the gun for yourself. You will get Barry's Magnum, which is really strong and it's also necessary to unlock achievement later on, which is to get all the guns. You also get an achievement by defeating Lisa, but you only get it if you do it in Chris's side, which I think it's a little bit silly. They divided the achievements between Chris and Jill, but you do the exact same things. Well, if you defeat as Chris, you get this achievement right here, an end to a poor girl's misery. Defeat Lisa Trevor using Chris. I'm including this here before I forget, alright?
Now, moving on to the last part of the game. We find Wesker, Barry's betraying us, but listen, now this is very important. I'm gonna finish this game saving Chris and Barry. To save Barry, you give him the gun when you're fighting Lisa. To save Chris, you need to find all 3 Mo discs. The 2 discs you can find easily in the lab. They're like literally separated by 1 door, so you can find 2 immediately in one go. The other Mo disc, which is very missable, put a blue gemstone. The second gem, this is very important, is the yellow gem. Do not put the red gem in this. So if you collected all the discs, you're then gonna find some disc readers. All you have to do is just put the discs in the disc readers. All right, 3 discs, 3 disc readers. Capiche? Now, when you activate the self-destruct sequence without the timer, just remember, go back to a door that you unlocked by using the discs, and Chris should be there, or Jill. What you have to do this in both playthroughs to get this achievement right here. Sorry about the wait, and sorry I made you wait. Well, you'll get 2 if you do with Jill and Chris, as I said previously. And there we go, we reached the final part of the game. Now you're finding the Tyrant. For me, yeah, it's like one of the best designs as a final boss in any Resident Evil. Like, sure, his heart is on the outside, kind of looks a little bit dumb. Like, just shoot the heart, you might die. But like, I really like his design. I just wish he was a little bit harder. I say that as a person to get absolutely slapped into another universe. But like, he dies pretty quickly. You shoot him a couple times. If you saved Magnum bullets, he's gonna die rather quickly. They're gonna drop you the bazooka, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna explode. It's gonna boom. And with that, you did it. We get these achievements right here, a bunch of them just by completing with Jill. I also did it in normal difficulty, so there we go. Now let's talk about the fun part. I had to play the game again with Chris, but I did it on hard mode, which, you know, yeah, it's a little hard, but it's still the same gameplay. Just play carefully, save your bullets, and eventually I did it, giving me a bunch of achievements, but the main ones I want to show is Oh the Horror, finish the game on hard difficulty, and we're in this together, complete with Chris and Jill. Now, we're gonna go real survival with Chris because he has the most health. But honestly, there's not much to this game mode, besides the game mode is already on hard, and every item box is locked to its place. Meaning, if you put ammo or healing in one item box, it will not be there on the next item box that you will find. That's it. The rest, you can save as normally. You know, it's still hard mode. I did that before and I can do that again. All I need to do is just be more careful where I put my items and, you know, take a little bit longer back and forth. But I also do it and I get this achievement right here, the survival horror. Finish the game in real survival mode. The reason I gave this game a 10 out of 10 in difficulty, it's not because the game itself is hard, it's because the time you need to invest into this game. The amount of playthroughs I did, which is 7 in total, was boggling my mind. It was too much. But after completing real survival mode, I decided to try another run, but this time on very easy, doing knife only and without saving. I eventually do it, but let me tell you, the bosses will kick your butt. But luckily, since I can avoid almost every single enemy on very easy, and sometimes I can just tank damage because if you're playing as Chris on very easy, this man can take a lot of hits. So pretty much just avoid every single zombie, and if you can, just tank them. And the only thing you're going to worry about is the bosses. Luckily, there's a lot of health items to use, so always get ready before a boss to fill your inventory with health items if you need. Right here, I only brought 2 first aid kits. You can see me struggling because I did not remember this boss's pattern. You can do this perfectly, but I am no perfect gamer. I'm just here to complete games. I eventually kill him, knifing him down. It takes a while, but once you get used to it, you can pretty much manage this whole game. And you get these 2 achievements right here. CQC for the win, and Ink is for squids. Finish the game without saving. Now we are going to play my personal favorite mode of this game, Invisible Enemy. This game mode is pretty funny. So as you can see on your screen, right now I'm using Jill with Resident Evil 3 costume, which is pretty cool by the way. And the enemy is completely invisible.
That's the title, Invisible Enemy, I know. But like, it's actually pretty cool. Like, the mirrors in this room actually show you the zombie, but you can't see the zombie itself. I also got curious. I was wondering if the bosses were going to be invisible as well. At first in this cutscene, I was like, oh, they're not. I mean, makes sense, you know, a boss not being invisible. I need to see the boss, right? Psych! This man is invisible. Run! Run! An invisible snake! Listen, I was not ready to have the bosses invisible on an invisible mode. Why? I do not know. I thought I could see the bosses at least. No, you cannot. It's pretty funny. Like, you can just see floating saliva coming after you when you're fighting Yawn right here. Then I eventually reached the end, fighting the tyrant, and here's the thing. I thought to myself, well, there's an achievement that you need to escape by yourself. How do you do that? I have to let Barry die here. Like, either you let Barry save you with Lisa, which I did because she was invisible, I needed help, or you let him die here. That's what I did. It's kind of sad. Look at that. And then that's how you get the achievement. By the way, he's also invisible, which is terrifying. Like, poof, he's gone. Congratulations, you're gonna get slapped by an invisible enemy. It's gonna be great. I was struggling here because you have no aim assist as well, because, you know, you can't see the freaking enemy. I eventually did it, and I got these two achievements right here. Every woman for herself, finished the game without saving anyone, and every man for himself, because I also did it with Chris. And Ghost of a Chance, finished the game in Invisible Enemy mode. A very fun mode. Also, side note, this is very cute. I didn't know this would unlock if you do all the modes. You get a thank you for playing and a nice card. But then in the end, that's it, guys. I unlocked every single costume by playing with Chris and Jill over and over again, and got all the guns, and we got these achievements right here, these two. And with that, we got the ribbon. My goodness, this video took me a while to make. This game is very time consuming, and just was a lot happening. It took like 11 days or 12 days. But I'm just happy to be able to finish it and add it to my collection of Resident Evils that I completed. By the way, thank you. Let me do a special shout out. In my last video of Resident Evil 4, Albert Wesker himself commented saying if I'm gonna complete all Resident Evil games. I said all those are on Steam. Now that better be a bold claim, because Resident Evil 5 and 6 terrify me because they have multiplayer achievements, and we both know that those servers are dead. But I'll see what I can do. If you have any other suggestion for any other games I should complete next, please go in the comments below and type complete this that's on Steam, please, with achievements. But only in the end, I will ask you to like and subscribe and turn on that bell, because if you don't, then it pretty much tells YouTube that you don't care. it's the role we live in, apparently. You gotta click the bell too. But yeah, guys, that'll be it. That's it. I did it. Resident Evil 1. Yeah. How are you today? You good? I'm glad. Hey, you should check out this video right here on the left. Oh, my left? Your left? You can't see my arm. Probably your left. About Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I completed that game. And on the right is just the playlists of me completing games, if you want to see that too. I'll leave you alone now. Bye!